Hello, my friends. It's your friend Kevin here with today's Divine Daily Blast. But before we get going with that, I want to also extend a humongous thank you to every one of you for tuning in, for listening, for viewing it all, and your most amazing comments. I like reading them, I like responding to them, and I really like the community that is being generated from it. So, with that said, let's get right into the cards, the moon, wherever's going on today, and bring you a message from the divine. Right, so we are in an angel numerology number 1 day. That's a universal number. If you want to know your own personal daily number, you can drop a comment or send me a message on Kevin Cross. Let's see, www.kevincross.com. Go to the contact page and fill in your information there. I'll be in touch and we can get your own number that you can follow as you go, or at least I can teach you how to work out your number. All right, so today it is divine ambition because the number actually adds up to a 10, which would reduce to a 1. And you can get all your aces out if you want to, if you have a regular deck of playing cards. You can get all your aces out if you want to, if you're into tarot. But the whole point is a fresh new start, creative visualization today, and bringing in the help of Uriel and Raziel. Now, where the moon is and how all this plays into the data of the moon is that the moon is in Cancer, that emotional, motherly, loving, kind, compassionate energy. It's quickly moving toward the full moon, which right now is going to be on an eclipse. So the energies are going to become a little more intense for the next few days. Now, really depends on how you look at the word intensity. Do you look at the word intensity of, oh my God, or do you look at the word intensity like, ooh, yeah, let's go? That is going to determine how your energy. Are you kind of like, oh my goodness, I'm going to stay in bed and put the covers up? Or, oh my goodness, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm just going to, mind my business and stay in my corner. Or are you going to be like, I'm going to use this energy. I'm going to get whatever I want out of it. So think about what you need to move on and release and let go of anything that's going to get in your way, because you could be forced to let go of it. I'd rather have the choice to release and let go and say goodbye to the baggage than have it pushed upon me. So we live in a physical world. We are spirits having a human experience, and that human world is this physical checks and balances. That's why we have these choices. Ebb and flow, they call it. So if you feel like you are pushing a bulldozer up a hill, well, get in the bulldozer, turn it around, and see if you can't drive it back down again. Really crazy analogy, but there you go. Let's get right on with this. My isms. I am self-confident and I influence through kindness. My heart space is fully open and I am boldly living my life. Oh, yes, I am. I am boldly living my life without a doubt. Look, I got orange on today. Can't get much bolder than that. I like to bring out this one that comes from our dear departed Dr. Wayne Dyer. He wrote Wishes Fulfilled, which is a marvelous book, and much of his writings were based on really deep philosophical books that were written, many years ago, that are I call those kind of books chewy because they're sort of a little difficult to get my head around, and it's a lot. He kind of like simplified it and brought it into a way that all of mankind. Plus, I love the way his writing had curiosity behind it. And then he went on missions to, you know, seek out why am I curious, and tell me more about this so I can make my own opinion. That's what we all need to do. That's why we're all here. Our purpose is to experience this life and make up our own mind. Now, I'm going to read this because it's hard for you to read it in that screen. I am the governing present, governing in perfect divine order, commanding harmony, happiness, and the presence of God's opulence in my mind, my home, and my world. That is a lovely motto to start your day. It's just really, really good to remind yourself that you are the governor of your own presence. You're governing what's happening to you now. You're governing where you are now. You're governing in all of those places. Knock out, release, let go, cancel, clear, delete any notion that that's selfish. Any notion that that is self-indulgent. We have a lot of self-indulgent people out there that are poking holes in other people for their self-indulgence. And I say, well, they're doing something, regardless of whether you think it's ridiculous. And if you think somebody else and what they're doing is ridiculous, you need to mind your own business. We can all giggle about things. I do that all the time. But judgment's a little tough to handle. It's a bit tough. I find that slippery slope difficult sometimes. I do. All right, getting right on to the angel affirmation. This comes from Archangel Shamuel. I am he who sees God. I can guide you on any path that you seek, from relationships to career options to even finding lost items. Your affirmation for today: I am a masterful creator. I can easily find what I am looking for. Now, just a little secret for you. I pull this card first. Now, these two I pull on Sundays. I pull this card when I start the day. This card, well, it's either these two, but this one gives me a platform to run off from. This one pops in, and then somehow or another, these others just are, I've shared before, they're in a stack like this. They should be in a book, but they're in a stack like this. I mean, I write them down, I put them on my things like this, and then I just pull whatever's on the top, or I have been lately, just to give you, you know, the divine is, I've now convinced and have been for a while, that energy, we call it divine, universe, God, juju, whatever you want to call that energy, it's not, it's us, it's who we are. Right, Gertrude, Beatrice, also part of who I am, my two little fairy friends. They are down in the village, but I asked them, well, what part of this lovely little town, this enchanted place, are you taking us to? And they they led me to the town centre. In this town centre is a fountain, and in the fountain is like where you put your wishes, and in these wishes are in the form of coins. So they're basically reminding me, and I'm going to pull this card because it's upside down. I want to know what this one's about. Six of Water. Wow. I like that card. Anyway, they're in the town centre. I'm going to get to this in a minute. They're in the town centre. They're putting these golden coins into the fountain, and they're making wishes with them. I like it because it's, you know, it's it's surrounded by these little shops, and if I'm looking at the floor, they've created like these little cobblestones on the floor. It's a magical little fountain, and it's probably 3 or 4 tiers high, so the water's sort of, you know, just kind of trickling down the side of it. If you can close your eyes and imagine what it looks like, and then it's up probably about a couple of feet. I mean, they're tiny, tiny fairies, so this is minute. But if you were in a town in your mind, and you can imagine a seat that might be 30 inches off the floor, made of stones, And then there's like a lip on the top that's a wider, so it's a place for you to sit. And then make your wishes and pop your coins into the wishes as you do it. Pennies, anything. Because you're giving back to the earth, you're giving back to Mother Nature, you're giving back to God, you're saying thank you. Always, always, always with grace and gratitude. All right. I am getting away from myself. So, the Six of Water, Six of Cups of your traditional tarots. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this little girl is holding the sixth one. So I would say your bold ambition today is to team up with people that you know and that you trust. Maybe people from the past. Maybe people you haven't heard of in a while, and reconnect with them. This message says children or childhood, revisiting old dreams or plans, embracing your inner child, the return of people or romances from your past, and romancing how things used to be. Now, I'm going to add something to that. This tarot card, the way these wishes are working, and being the masterful creator that can easily find what you're looking for, my caveat for you today, thank you, you can use your experiences from past relationships that worked, past relationships that you felt love for, past relationships that gave you joy, past relationships that led you to success, and trace back the wonderful, successful notions, conversations, plans that started it. I always feel like two hearts are better than one. Two heads are better than one. However, we have to make sure both people are on the same page. We have to ask for help. Now, in that, we've all experienced the part where it didn't quite go so well. The part where somebody wanted our help, needed our help, and we gladly gave it, only to find out, well, wasn't so well reciprocated. This is where you use the divine. Many of us, myself included, have a feeling in here of being somewhat slighted. Oops, daisy. That's what I like to call it, an oops a daisy. The minute that you realize it, that's fear. That's that fear, and that's all part of ego. Then you get to discernment. Okay, I'm having a not quite so good feeling about this, or yep, this is history repeating itself, and you have to look at your own behavior, your own input in it, because you're the one that's feeling it. The other people don't feel it. They're busy doing their thing. You're the one that feels it. When you do it, close your eyes down. Bring in the piece of you that is your higher self, because your higher self is you, but you're in your lower registry when you're getting that feeling of and it comes from the past, which is why we're constantly, we being the universe, divine, God, source, all of that, asking to clear, cancel, and delete all of these things, because it keeps coming back, so it gets a charge. I like to call it almost like those spiritual batteries that are black. You don't want them. They don't work anymore. They've lost their charge, and anything you do with any of that just leads to more of it. Lift up. So we say to the higher being, close the eyes down. We've got this feeling. It doesn't feel good. I feel slighted. I feel whatever. You write that feeling. I wouldn't. Well, if you write them down so you can be clear on what you are feeling, the second part to it, where do you feel it? In your body, your physical body. Is it here? Is it in the belly? Is it in the jaw? Is it in your forehead? Is it in behind your eyes? Identify it. And then you go to your higher being. I don't want this feeling. It's not good. Move me in the direction that will send me on my way. The indication initially that we have this feeling of, which happens a lot, is an indication you've got to do something else. That's where it comes from. The little trickle from the fountain. You've got to do something else. And it's okay for you to push pause if you're not feeling it, if it's not quite right. And I don't want to be on the negative too much because that's not me, but I do fall into those categories of knowing I should have done something and didn't, knowing that wasn't the wisest choice, and just kept going. It wasn't quite right. So I'm hoping that's not too long-winded for you to get to. I'm just offering you a better way to find the joy when you're faced with, oh, this is don't think so, and try to work the judgment into curiosity and then understanding. The curiosity can simply be, why am I judging this so negatively? What is it in me that I don't like? Then you get to, oh, okay, I see where that goes. Yeah, no, we don't want that. Bye-bye. Psh, gone. All right, I'm done with this. Don't forget Lady Venus is with us. She's bringing us the light activation. And we have the light beings. They're telling us to create space for new experiences, new opportunities. That's why all of this stuff is coming up. For us to lay proper wishes, proper dreams, run after them, use the Cancer. I think Haniel, Archangel Haniel, is sort of part of that Cancer energy because it's the moon and the full moon's coming and the eclipse is coming up. So call her in. All right, my friends, till tomorrow. I love you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Keep the comments going. Bye for now.